been the big inning that has really hurt her this season?
Yeah, she's got to mentally prepare, be aware of that stuff, and then when she is in that situation, that she overcomes, that she doesn't miss big, that she misses small.
You see her throw on the face guard there. We'll take a look at the defense behind her here. As digging in from the left side will be Caitlyn Miller. Miller hitting .267 on the season. She has started all 21 games so far for the Golden Flashes. As this first pitch scoots just a bit outside, and at 3:05, we are underway. The man behind the plate today calling balls and strikes, Paul Williams. Thomas Brown at first, and making all the impartial calls at third, David Bowen. Second pitch, looks like she pulled a little something off of that one, kind of guided it over the outer part of the plate, and the count evens up. Miller digging in, and 60 at-bats on this season. She's a table setter. On-base percentage at .323, might be just a little low as she shows bunt, and this one misses high and up above the letters.
With Cozy on third, she's definitely reading those hands, which is great. Reading those hands on that batter.
Spoken like somebody that's played the position before.
I have.
You had no fear. You came all but just a couple feet away from the box on more than one occasion. As this one lined into right center field, it will get all the way to the wall. Miller rounding first. She will stand up into second with a leadoff double. Again, Hunt with a 2-1 count there, and it looked like she just missed a little upstairs. That ball seemed a little elevated.
Yeah, it was a great hit. Great line shot to start off the inning.
So Kennedy Goff, designated player, will dig in from the left side. Contact hitter, batting a robust .341 from the two-hole. She has played in 20 of 21 games. She has started 18 of them. On-base percentage, though, at .400. That's what you want to see out of a table setter. And you can see her choking up. She's just trying to slap that ball and quickly put it into play, Lena.
Yeah, Hunt's doing a great job of keeping the ball outside, so if there's any bunt that's needed, Cozy's got that covered. She's on it over there.
So take us through after this pitch here, but the rotations and the assignments, because Cozy is charging in at third right now as this pitch misses upstairs. So who covers what base in this situation?
Yeah, the shortstop's got to come over and cover third. Cozy's got to definitely jump on that ball and get it out somewhere.
1 ball, 1 strike. Goff deep in the box from the left side. Shows bunt, comes up empty, and now Hunt ahead in the count.
You can see that second baseman coming over to cover that first, so when the first baseman, you've got both your corners charging so they can get on that ball.
Goff will step out. We'll wait and see whether or not Coach Oakley decides to have her continue to try and play small ball. Cozy's backing up at third, and this one misses upstairs above the letters. Trying to see if she would offer. Kennedy Goff not obliging. 2-2. What would you like to see Hunt come with here?
She's got to keep it outside. I think if
she does, this one nubbed off the end of the bat. She buys herself another swing.
With Cozy's fielding over there, you've got to be confident in your fielders, and Hunt definitely is throwing that ball outside.
So if you're Hunt, do you try and spot that same place again, or do you maybe bust her inside here?
Yeah, I would. I would go with it.
Hunt setting in the circle. Leadoff runner at second. This one bowed straight back. She had a good rip, just came underneath it.
This is where Coach was talking about if she can hit, she can miss small, move it up just a little bit on her, so it's not in that same spot that she's been fouling off.
Hunt's out pitch is the rise ball, the 2-2 here. This one rises a little too far out of the strike zone, and the count now full.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea. Again, that's where Coach was talking about. Don't miss big, miss small.
Goff did not offer there, though, being a disciplined hitter. Now with the count full, but first base open. We'll see what Hunt deals. This one straight up the middle, past a diving choke, and into right center field. Rounding third, Miller will score. The ball bobbled as it goes all the way to the wall. Rounding second, digging for 3. Goff is in as the Golden Flashes break the scoreboard first.
And that was a good battle right there. Good piece of hitting, good pitching there.
And we take a look at it here on the replay, and that was just right down central. Choate laid out, and then the ball just off the glove of Yenrick, who maybe took a little bit too flat of an angle there, and it ended up being a triple instead of a single. 1-0, and now you've got another runner at third with nobody down, and all kinds of ways to score, and the infield pulling in here. This one, a fly ball knocked down. Golden in left field has it. The runner will tag. The throw is on line. The tag, not in time.
That was a great sacrifice fly. That was a great throw. Good play overall. It's a good game so far.
So 2-0 with one away, but the base is now empty. And right now, what would your advice be for Erin Hunt right now?
I think she has to rely on her team behind her. Obviously, you know, Kent State's already hitting the ball, so you've got to rely on your defense. Getting out here.
First pitch swinging. This one popped up, and right side out of play.
It's really early, but if that's the way, you know, it's working out, then make those adjustments.
Garlicelli, cleanup hitter. Catcher digging in from the right side. Hitting .306. 19 hits on the season as this one scoots in the dirt. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. You can hear the chatter coming from the Golden Flashes dugout as they have broken the scoreboard first here. This one upstairs. You talk about missing small, and it's clear that she's trying to change eye level, she being Erin Hunt. But Coach Abraham talked about that. If you miss by a significant amount, number one, you're not going to fool the batter, but number two, you can't count on expanding the strike zone because the home plate umpire won't reward inconsistency. As this one laced, sounds like off the end of the bat, right into left field. And the hit parade continues here for the Golden Flashes. So they've got another runner aboard. The key here, if you're Erin Hunt, though, Lena, walk us through this. You can't be afraid to pitch to contact, though, right? You can't nibble all of a sudden.
Yeah. And it's also the first inning. She's got to get a rhythm, find that rhythm, get warm. She's got to stop the bleeding here, though. Need to get an out.
2-0. One down, runner at first for the 5-hole. Hunter Bransford. Bransford hitting .310 on the season. 42 at bats. 11 RBI. I like the on-base percentage, too, in the 5-hole at .383. She was all-conference last year. Hunter Bransford also not afraid to stand on top of the plate and wear a pitch. 31 worn over the course of her career. By far and away. And there's another one. Now, did she throw that wing out there? Are they going to call her back? Nope, they're going to tell her to take her base.
Interesting.
Boy, the way that Paul Williams slowly came out from behind home plate, I wasn't sure if he was going to award it to her. But now make it number 32. And on a day like today, as she's rubbing that thing down, you're going to feel that even more.
Oh, yeah.
When you take a look at it right there, the way she kind of had her chicken wing out, sometimes umpires will say, no, you didn't make an attempt to get out of the way of the ball. But it was a little bit of a delayed call that time by Paul Williams, but he does allow her to take the base, and we've got a meeting in the circle right now. Now, this is where your senior catcher, Caitlyn Bergman, maybe needs to take a little bit of charge. Looks like she's talking things over with Hunt and the rest of the infield. What's your message to her right now if you're in that center circle? It's
getting out. It's throw pitches that, you know, they can put into play, but nothing that's going to damage, you know, excuse me. You don't want to throw anything that's going to really hurt you right now. So I would definitely recommend that she keep the ball low, something that the hitters will hit into a double play possibly. Rely on her team.
She doesn't have to do it all herself, and I think right now this is just simply more about the neck up than it is anything mechanical. And kind of to your point, it's okay to pitch to contact, isn't it? You've got defense behind you here. Yep. They want to stay active on a day like today when that wind's wailing too.
Absolutely.
You can get frozen out pretty quickly here. You don't have to make every pitch perfect,
nope,
do you?
You don't. You need to hit spots for sure. Set the batter up, but you also want to hit the spots that you know you're going to get ground balls and ground outs.
So the meeting taking place here. Still only one down. Runners at first and second as Maria Segaletti digs in from the right side, and she takes an aggressive first cut, fouls it away right side. Segaletti hitting .314 out of the 6th hole. That's pretty good production. Somewhat of an open stance, trying to see the ball maybe just a little bit better. Hunt deals, fires. Boy, brought a little extra behind that, but it misses upstairs. One and one. Hunt kicks, deals. Now again, if she had been living there through probably the first 3 or 4 hitters, Lena, that seemed to be a borderline call, but right now she's not getting that.
Yeah, she's got to find her strike zone and stick to that.
The 2-1. Hunt.
There she goes.
Right down central. A little bit of a delayed call. Paul Williams raises the right hand, and the count now even at 2-2. Come back with that same pitch, same spot again if you're Hunt?
Not with a 2-2 with 2 on. I think you want to be careful here.
She comes at her, Buster inside, swing and a miss. She got her. Strike 3. 2 down and a much needed second out for Aaron Hunt and the Rockets.
Give her a little more confidence there.
Still not out of the woods yet. The line keeps moving. The 7-hole, Haley Hopkins digging in from the right side. Hopkins, the average takes a bit of a dip here, hitting .250. First pitch swinging. Choate's got it over to first, and that will do it for the Golden Flashes here in the top of the inning, but not before they come up big. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and a couple left on board through 1/2 inning. Golden Flashes 2, Rockets coming to the plate here. We will keep it here. Brent Balvanot alongside former Rocket standout Lena Richards-Kreider. Taking a look at the changeover. All right, so what's your mindset? There's plenty of ball left to be played. Kent State's just come out and kind of punched you in the mouth. They've scored a couple of runs. What's your attitude, your trip to the first time to the plate here this afternoon if you're Toledo?
You got to start with a hit. You got to get your team going. So whoever that leadoff is, they need to start that rally for the Rockets.
Still waiting as they're warming up. It is, to call it chilly here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, would be an understatement. No snow, although we did have some spitting down earlier. Technically it's spring. It certainly doesn't feel like it. We actually decided we've come up with a 4th season before this game started. It's not spring, it is not winter, it is sprinter. Wrap your mind around that. In the center circle, there you are. You're taking a look at not only just one of the conference's best, but one of the nation's best. Andrea Scally, 6 foot, redshirt freshman from Parma, Ohio. Her line on the season has been impressive, 7-6. Now that in and of itself might not make you stop and take notice. A 4.20 ERA. She has started 11 of her 13 appearances. She has 8 complete games. In 63 1/3 innings pitched, she's allowed 51 hits, 42 runs, all but 4 earned, 29 walks, 93 strikeouts. Better than a 3-to-1 ratio, and the opponent's only hitting .218 against her. So the question is, how is she 7-6 in 13 appearances? Well, it's because Kent State has played, without question, the toughest non-conference schedule in the conference, one of the toughest in the nation. This young lady has beaten number 21 Baylor twice. She has pitched against number 10 Louisiana, number 23 Minnesota, number 19 James Hopkins, number 12 Arizona, not once but twice. She is as battle-tested as anybody in this conference.
Yeah, I was watching her warm up, and she definitely has some wicked movement on her ball. And you'll see, you know, even with even the catchers having a little bit of difficulty catching that ball.
Kylie Norwood will dig in, leading it off, hitting 380. Showing bunt, pulls back. She pulled out maybe just a bit early. Paul Williams got a good long look as Carly Selly held that ball just a little bit longer. He's going to say a strike. 1-1. Kylie Norwood hitting 380 on the season. Takes outside, does not offer here. Norwood last year hit 306. Had 10 stolen bases. One of just a handful of bats that had any pop in them returning from last year's lineup. This one floats. Oh, I was about to say outside. You can see the look on her face. She just kind of shrugged her shoulders there. Didn't agree with the call, but that's what's going to be one of those situations. If Scally can paint that pitch, she's going to get it. You have to adjust as a hitter, don't you?
Absolutely.
2-2. See what Scally deals here with some room to work with in the count. This one lifted into center field. Segletti comes in. That wind is taking it back, but she stays with it and hauls it in for the first out of the frame. Good at bat, though, by Norwood. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, if you see the different pitches that Scally has, it gives you an idea of how to prepare for your next at bat. So Scally threw a couple different pitches in that at bat.
Brings up the 2-hole, moving from shortstop to second base this year. The senior Megan Choate. Halfway across the country, all the way from Washington. And when I asked Coach Abraham, I said, who's your team leader this year? If you were not around and this kid spoke, they would get in line. He only said one, and it's the young lady standing right there in the right-handed batter's box, Megan Choate. Boy, you're hearing that glove pop, and she is bringing a little something extra here. Scally has yet to find the strike zone, though, to the senior second baseman, 2-0. Choate hitting .322. Considerable advancement from last year's batting average of .244. She takes here. Boy, that ball had a little bit of late run, a nasty looking curve. And if you're Choate, probably best to take that pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, with that being her first strike, I would definitely get a good look at it. You're going to have a lot of at-bats in this game, so.
Choate opens up this one off the end of the bat. Shot to shortstop. Branceport's got it across the diamond. First two hitters for the Rockets have made good contact. Yep. Nothing to show for it. 2 away.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 15, Katie Cozy.
So we'll see if Katie Cozy can get something going. Cozy saw some action last year, 160 at bats. Hit .263 on the season. She's hitting .253 right now in 23 games, 23 starts for the Midnight Blue and Gold. Boy, some late run on virtually all of Scally's pitches, but that curve, how tough is that to pick up? I mean, we're seeing it up here, and I'm thinking, man, but when you've only got about a fraction, a blink of an eye,
yeah, it's really
to make
coming
a decision.
At you. Yeah, it's really coming at you. You got to be quick on that one. Make your decision ahead of time.
Cozy a little late there as that one had some late run. It looks like she's got two versions of that curve too, Lena. She'll start it at the hitter, and it breaks over the heart of the plate. That one there started over the plate and finished a little farther off of it.
That's about it's about the control and being able to move that pitch. It's the same pitch. You just got to be able to move it just a little bit more and a little bit more off the plate.
Now, as a hitter, how do you adjust to that? What are you looking for?
Just got to react, especially with the speed that she's coming at and with the movement that she has. You got to decide early.
2-1. Cozy right on top of the plate. Scally deals this one off the end of the bat. Will it be playable? Drifting over. And no play for the first baseman, Vaudin. Count evens up 2-2.
The Rockets are getting some good swings in here for that first inning, so.
Coach Abraham said patience at the plate. Don't swing at balls. That sounds obvious. Sometimes easier said than implemented, though, right?
But when you're excited to...
This one fouled. It will get down just in front of Brownfield. But, hey, she can say she played. Now her uniform's dirty. Finish that thought.
No, when you're here at the home opener, not only here for the Rockets, but for the MAC play overall. You get a little excited and you get antsy and you want to put the ball in play and you want some hits. But they're doing a pretty good job. The Rockets are.
To 2, high and tight, and Cozy works the count full now.
That's that patience.
Although that was more of a, I wouldn't call it a purpose pitch at a 2-2 count, but certainly you're not going to offer it that one if you're Cozy. We'll see if she gets something to work with here. With nobody aboard and 2 down, we'll see if Scally goes ahead and challenges her with a fastball instead. A little bit of a breaker. And this one, nice job, punched opposite way for a 3-2 count and a 2-out single, and the Rockets have their first base runner.
That's a great at-bat for Cozy.
You see her there at first base. Kept her hands back. Wasn't sure if we'd get a replay there or not. That'll bring up Becca Yenrick, the cleanup hitter. Becca Yenrick with tremendous speed. Hit .271 last season in some limited action. Hitting in the cleanup spot here. Takes outside. The more pitches you can make her throw, especially early, her being Scally, the better look you get for your teammates in the dugout, correct?
Absolutely.
The 1-0 runs her inside. Oh, and it paints the black. Yenrick just kind of saw the body language there, and she's taking a little bit of extra time. It was clear she didn't care for the call, so she's just going to kind of regather herself.
They had a little bit of a wicked bend on it.
Yep.
She's really moving the ball nicely.
The 1-1. This is just above the letters. And now Scally's going to take a little bit of time. Gather herself a bit. Yenrick has opened up her stance. Looks like she's a little deeper in the box than she was through the first couple of pitches. This one couldn't quite pull the trigger, and she takes strike 2.
Further back in the box you are, the more time you have to react. So
usually that would indicate you're hunting a fastball, probably more than anything else, wouldn't it? 2-2. Scally going through her progression. Deals. Oh, off the nub of the bat. That ran her inside. It almost hit her, and instead it's just going to be a foul ball.
Yeah, if you take a look, I think it hits her hand and her bat, which is considered a foul.
Yep, hand is part of the bat in that situation. Off the nub of the bat. So a tough break. This one floats outside. Now again, for those asking, hand, bat, and if it hits you, it depends on whether or not you're swinging. So many times we called a ball game and you can hear a fan yell about, well, he or she offered to hit him, why didn't they take their base? Because the swing takes precedence.
Yes.
Simply a dead ball strike. 3-2, we'll see how aggressive the Rockets get with Cozy at first. You figure she's going here. This one fouled away, and we'll do it again. Again, for the casual fan, for those that aren't aware, you cannot take a lead in the game of softball. You cannot move basically until
the pitcher releases the ball.
Correct. On the move, this one
That's
inside. Ball 4, and Yenrick draws a walk. And a little 2-out rally here now for the Rockets. Runners at first and second. Brings up the 5-hole, Aubrey Reed.
That was a great at-bat. She had very good patience. Got to see some good pitches. Definitely took a couple good swings in there. So
Aubrey Reed hitting .353, and are we going to have a courtesy runner? It looks like we will. I think this is Taylor Weekly. Is that correct?
For the Rockets, now pitch running, number 24, Taylor Weekly.
Weekly over at first. The tying run is aboard here.
Will run for Yenrick.
For Aubrey Reed. A couple of quick outs, but then Lena, a couple of good, patient at-bats. We heard Coach Joe Abram talk about that when we went down to chat with him prior to the game. Katie Cozy took a 3-2 pitch the opposite way. Becca Yenrick works the count full and draws a walk. You want the same approach here from Aubrey Reed, do you not?
absolutely. She wants to be able to see a really good pitch here if you want to score your runners here.
Sun slowly popping out from behind the clouds just a bit. First pitch, and as you would expect, Scally wanting to get ahead in the count, deals strike one. Outfield for the most part straight away. As you would expect, Cater in right field a little deeper with the wind blowing that way. Hopkins is in a few steps and left. And again, it depends on where your pitcher is dealing. Right now to right-handers, it looks like Scally wants to work the outer third. 1-1. So what's your approach here if you're Reed? What are you looking for? Inside, tries to bust her tight. A little too much. 2-1.
You're looking for anything that you can put into the outfield on a line if you can, but really just get the ball in play so you can score your runners.
Should be getting something good to look at here. Ahead in the count, 2-1. She had a rip just a little late. Fouled away right side, now to play. Part of the problem here, Lena, is when you've got a pitcher like Scally who can throw 1 of 4 different deliveries for a strike, you may only get 1 quality pitch to take a swing at in any at bat, and I think that might have been it for Aubrey Reed. Let's see what she gets here, 2-2. There's that curve just off the outside corner. I'm not sure if Reed was fooled or she just has nerves of steel, but that was so tight. We're taking another look at it here. Just off the black.
Yep.
And the count now full. Scally deals. Pull the string and she froze her. Cannot take the bat off her shoulder, and Reed a backwards K to snuff out the Rocket threat here in the bottom of the first. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a couple left aboard. No change in our score. Golden Flashes up 2-0 as we head to the second. Hopefully this is an omen of things to come for Toledo. The sun popping out from behind the clouds. It's one of the rarities we've seen today as we welcome you back to Scott Park. Top of the second, Brent Palvinot alongside Lena Richards-Strider as Toledo spotting Kent State. 2 runs in the top of the frame of the first inning. It'll bring up the 8, 9, and then leadoff hitters. Second pitch swinging. Jen Cater sends this one past a diving Kylie Norwood at short, and the hit parade continues for the Golden Flashes. That'll bring up the 9 hole.
23, Vanessa Vodan.
Vanessa Vodan, first baseman, hitting .357. Now, granted, a much smaller sample size than most of her teammates. She's only played in 10 games, only 14 at bats. They wanted a lefty in here, and she squares to bunt and fouls this one straight down. All right, she's tipped her hand here. So defensively, what's your cue now if you're the infield for Toledo?
You always want to be ready for that bunt when you have a runner on first. So Cozy's got to come in just a couple more steps, especially when she sees those hands drop.
Well, now she dropped it there. She was trying to slap for a hit. Almost looked like she was trying to pull the ball. So if you're choked with 2 strikes, maybe you don't have to worry about it now. But does that mean maybe you need to delay your break, read just a little bit, a second or 2 later than usual?
Absolutely. You got to hold if there's a swing.
The 0-2, and that looks
like she's
unsure.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to poke that right down third base line. Give her runner a little more time to get to second.
Oh, and 2. If you're Hunt, would you be well served to maybe waste a pitch, see if she'll chase? This one popped. This could be trouble in the left field, but Golden has her played perfectly. Coming in on it, not only seeing how her pitcher was playing her, but we're looking at that stars and stripes in center field, and anything to left field today is really going to get knocked down, isn't it?
Yeah.
So with 1 away, the lineup rolls over for Caitlyn Miller. Miller 1 for 1. Doubled on a 2-1 count an inning ago. Came around to score the game's first run. She can pull the ball, although she squares here. Now, does this surprise you, having your leadoff hitter with a little bit of pop? Was that just for show, or do you think she's still trying to bunt?
Well, it's tough to say. With a 2-run lead, they're probably working to get another out or another run here. So it doesn't surprise me if they want to move the runner and score her.
She swings away here. This one laced but foul down the left field line. Oh my gosh, do I see strength and conditioning coach Brandon Hannum, administrator Kelly Andrews down there. We got a lot of big shots all debating about who should go get that softball. All right, 0-2. Hunt ahead in the count. We'll see what she deals here. Tries to nibble outside. Got her looking. Called third strike, and that is a big, big out.
Designated player number 4, Kennedy Goff.
Taking a look at it, trying to nibble on the outside corner, and wow, that had some late run on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Toledo might have been given a break. You just saw the reaction of Miller. She clearly disagrees. 2 away. Kennedy Goff will dig in from the left side. Doubled an inning ago and came around to score the second run. Right now, if you're Aaron Hunt, you just got a huge out. You can just relax and pitch here, can't you?
You want to make sure that you're definitely keeping the ball down. You don't want too much of a
This one popped up. It's going to be a tough run, and Cozy's got to eat the softball. Well, you've heard the phrase swinging bunt. That's pretty much what that was. It'll go down as an infield single, but the inning continues here for the Golden Flashes.
Number 7, Bailey Brownfield.
Better to eat that softball if you're Cozy than to risk a bad throw and chuck it down the right field line.
Absolutely.
So the line keeps moving. Bailey Brownfield. This was a young lady they would hope to face to lead off next inning with nobody aboard. Bailey Brownfield, a first-team all-conference selection last year. She had 13 doubles. That ties for 9th best in a single season in program history. Brownfield hitting .322, 59 at-bats, 19 hits. 6 of them have been for extra bases. Good contact hitter. This one nubbed up the middle, gobbled up by Norwood, and she will make the unassisted put out at second base. So after getting into some early trouble, Aaron Hunt gets herself out of it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. No change in our score. Rockets coming to the plate in the bottom of the second. That shot says it all. Layers. And then probably layers upon layers, all required to stay at least semi-warm here this afternoon at Scott Park. Temperatures are expected to be much warmer tomorrow, but it doesn't help today as the Rockets and the Golden Flashes of Kent State opening up the Mid-American Conference schedule. We welcome you back, Brent Balbanon, alongside former Rocket standout Lena Richards-Strider, as this one a mile high left side off the bat of Caitlyn Bergman. The catcher sends this one foul and out of play. She's down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 6-hole leads it off, followed by Raylan Nyron and Samantha Golden in the hole. They are facing that young lady right there, Andrea Scally, 6-foot, redshirt freshman from Parma, Ohio, one of the nation's best. Ahead in the count here. Deals the 0-2. This one popped up left side. Going out as Bransford, coming in as Hopkins. And neither of them will get there. It falls in between the 2 of them. That will go as a cheap leadoff single. And the Rockets won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Wow. What happened there? Was that just a lack of communication? This one should have been, whose ball should this be right now?
That's definitely the left fielder's because she's coming in on it, but I think she was hesitating because that shortstop looked like she was in position to take it. So they just really need to talk over each other a little bit louder. That left fielder really has to be screaming, mine, mine, mine.
Yeah, nobody got leather on that, so it's going to go down as an infield hit. And the Rockets will bring the tying run to the plate. Is this one inside to that hitter, or did that go off the nub of the bat?
I don't know.
I think they're going to call foul ball off of Raylan Nyron.
From up here, it looked like it hit her. Looked like she should be awarded first base.
We'll get another look at it here. It runs her high and tight.
Oh, yep.
It bounced off the knob of the bat.
Yep, right on the knob.
Good call by home plate umpire Paul Williams. And a cheap strike, 0-1. Running her inside, this time at the knees. A little too far inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nyren hitting .267. She has played in 17 of their 23 games, starting 13 of them. Looks here, again, high and tight, and Scally looks like she's at least trying to make a little bit of a purpose out of this at bat to Nyren.
Yeah, keeping it tight on her, preventing her from, maybe even dropping a bunt or getting around on that.
I don't think she cared for the fact that Bergman pulled her in that first at bat, maybe. Pulls a string here and gets the call. That one absolutely froze Nyren. It's 2-2. When Nyren was looking for something with a little more mustard on it, and that one just plain locked her up. 2-2. Scally comes set into her windup. This one check swing, fouled away. Nyren does not look comfortable right now in this at bat. Yeah, with her on top of the plate like that, if Scally's coming in on her, she's really got to get that bat out in front and make that decision quick. 2-2. Do you just have to kind of guess here and hope you're right?
Well, you could pick up on the spin of the ball or.
Well, she turns on this one, but was a little early in on the fist. She was looking for something in her third that time and got it.
Yep. Yeah, if you can pick up on the spin of the ball, you can make your decision whether you're going to pull the trigger on that with it being 2-2. It's a hitter's pitch right here.
Is this a battle of wills here? Does Scally come in on her or work her away? She runs right down the pipe. Nyren didn't get sheeted, but she can't catch up to it. Strike 3.
Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 58, Samantha
Take a look at it.
Golden.
No question.
Yeah, just straight over the top.
Yep. That was Uncle Charlie. And she just was a little late on the swing. Tip your cap to Andrea Scally. So Samantha Golden digging in from the right side. One ball, no strikes. Golden hitting .256 out of the 8-hole. Runs her inside, took a little something off of it. That brushed her back. And we're seeing Andrea Scally work the inner part of the plate much more than we did an inning ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she's found that pitch that they're not going to swing at, and Rockets need to make that adjustment.
Well, Golden steps in the bucket on a curveball that finishes well off the plate, and now she's down on the count 1-2. If you're Scally, you can throw almost anything here, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, if they're not touching that inside pitch, I'd keep going in that same spot.
She deals. Again, stepping out a little bit, but Golden just catches enough of it to stay alive. Well, both these teams will be back after it tomorrow with a doubleheader. So will we. You got to go get a whole new wardrobe. You didn't bring chilly weather clothes with you, did you?
Yeah, I may have to stop at the local mall here.
Excuses. The 1-2 popped up left field. The wind will knock it down. Going back now, hustling in. Hopkins makes the catch. No such thing as a routine fly ball today with that heavy wind.
You got to stay with that, especially if the wind could blow it in any direction. Can't take your eye off of it.
So Amy Ill will dig in. Hitting out of the 9 spot, $171. Amy hitting .222 last year is an absolute speed burner. 9 stolen bases. Walk is almost as good as an extra base with her, but again, it's not about batting average at the bottom of the order and a contact hitter like Amy. It's more about on-base percentage. How smart are you at the plate?
Yeah, I think, with the situation, what it is right now, putting the ball in play, getting on base, Rockets need to move their runners around. And, when Coach was talking about all his players participating and stepping up, that bottom half is exactly what he's talking about in that situation.
1-1. Rockets trailing Kent State 2-0 here. They got the tying run aboard last inning. They got the tying run to the plate here as this one misses in the cellar. 2 balls and a strike. Top of the order. Kylie Norwood hoping to come to the plate with the tying run aboard. Bergman at first. That's where she let things off. Did they have the wheel on there? It looked like they did. Interesting. Would you be bunting here with 2 and 1 with 2 outs?
No.
Not
No,
quite
you're
sure what the
swinging away.
sign was. That,
Yeah.
that was maybe the season opener jitters, apparently. The 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4, and for the second straight inning, the Rockets put a pair of runners aboard.
It was a great at-bat. She was very patient. Saw some good pitches, but earned her walk out of that.
So now the question is, can Kylie Norwood get it done with 2 outs? Norwood, by far and away the team's best hitter for average at .380 entering today's game. She's got 18 RBI. Basically, she leads the Rockets in just about every offensive category.
It's a great batter to have up right now.
Up in the box. Way back on that plant foot, and she's swinging away first pitch. This one, oh, what a backhanded stop by Miller, but she cannot make the throw. Nobody else will be able to advance another station. So there's a Rocket at every base, but Caitlyn Miller saved at least 1 run.
Yeah,
what a play. Now we'll have a meeting on the infield, but let's take a look at this. I thought that was through. Well struck.
Oh, yeah. Great defensive play there.
She almost had to shot put that ball, and it floated just a little bit. Bransford was coming over.
It looked like the second baseman might have had a little more time. Just take 1 extra second and get that ball to second base. You'd have the out.
The second baseman.
So an infield single loads them up for Megan Choate. Choate 0 for 1, grounded out to short in her first trip up. Megan hitting .322, 9 RBI on the season, but there are ducks on the pond here. 10 and 11 in scoring position. They also represent the tying run, the go-ahead run at first. 1-0. Choate with that open stance. Off speed, floats
Great
upstairs. 2-0. You can be particular now if you're Megan.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
We're going to have a meeting in the
taking a
circle.
minute.
Finish that thought, though. What's your approach right now if you're Megan Choate?
Oh, yeah. I would jump on whatever pitch you can find with Scally throwing some of those wicked pitches. If you see a good pitch, jump on it and line that out to the in a hole out there somewhere and score some runners. This is a great opportunity for her to step up and be a leader here.
You often hear the phrase zone up. Usually you think of that when it's 3-0 because you've got that extra cushion in the count, but you can almost take that same approach here, can you not?
Absolutely. I would do it now. I wouldn't waste a moment.
So you're looking for 1 pitch in 1 spot. If you're Megan Choate, you want something out over the plate, or are you looking for something maybe inner half?
I would say inner half if you can pull it down the line a little bit.
The 2-0, they do bust her inside, and that's a tough pitch from Scally. Strike 1. Crossroads moment, despite it being just the second inning here, as the Rockets have loaded the bases, trailing 2-0. Scally trying to work her way out of a jam. This one popped up, right side. Is it playable? Bodan drifting over, and
Looks like they got it.
she's got it. Little obstructed by the first base dugout, but that will do it for the Rockets. So they threaten, but come away empty. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a Rocket left at every base. No change in our score. Up, nice charge by Megan Choate off the bat of the cleanup hitter Carly Selly, and that all-important first out.
Shortstop number 20.
Aaron Hunt looks a little more
Brad
aggressive
Savard.
after that first inning. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think she's starting to find her rhythm, find those pitches. She just needs to tighten up just a little bit more.
Well, and going back to what we were mentioning just an inning ago, pitch to contact. You've got solid defense behind you, and right there you saw a nifty play by the second baseman. So here's Bransford checking in. Bransford, WAR 1, 31 times prior to today, make it 32. That's a record that you really have to be a blue-collar mindset to really want to break, because it doesn't feel good on an 80-degree day, but on a, 42-degree day with 40-mile-an-hour winds? Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the equivalent would be. Stand there and let somebody hit you in the arm with a bat. Would that be maybe a close second?
That'd be a little painful.
So's wearing a heavy pitch. Got a 61-mile-an-hour pitch coming from Hunt. As this one busts her underneath the fist. Swing and a miss. Hunt working both halves of the plate much more effectively over the past inning and a half. Bransford awaits the 1-2. Checks her swing. Two-two. We'll see what Hunt's got in store. This one pulled just foul down the third base line. Well, Hunt has made a couple of mistakes, primarily in that first inning. She has worked upstairs in the strike zone, maybe a little more than she would have cared to, certainly more than Coach Joe Abrahams would care for. He mentioned he wanted her to keep the ball downstairs today, but she's mixing in or changing eye level very effectively. That's a little too high, well above the visor, and the count now runs full, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Hunt sets, deals, swung and fouled straight back again, elevated just a little above the letters there. Did Bransford actually offer it ball 4 in your opinion?
I didn't see that. I think that was a great pitch by Erin. Really tight on the hands, and it had a little bit of movement. It's hard for her to get her hands out there, but Erin's got a good pitch.
This one laced but foul down the left field line.
I think that's a good spot. I'd probably come back with something on the outside here.
Yeah, I thought that pitch was better than the one previous, as the one that was fouled right back. Again, she couldn't lay off of it, but it was just a little above the letters. You have to have such quick hands to get upstairs that high. But she's lived dangerously twice in that same area. You think she should mix it up here?
Oh, yeah. She's thrown a couple inside already. This batter's already seen those pitches.
Payoff pitch again. Runs her inside this time.
Comes
it was
back with
upstairs, but she got her on the inner third. Bransford can't lay off. Strikeout victim number 2. Check that 3. Boy, that's a tight pitch.
Just under the letters. Couldn't get her bat around.
So 2 away. Brings up Segletti, who was a strikeout victim back in the first. First pitch runs her inside, deadened up the third base line. Cozy's there, routine 5-3. And look at this. Hunt settling in. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the first time this afternoon for the Rocket starter. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. No change in our scores. We head to the bottom of the third. Pitchers duel as we head to the bottom of the third here. Rockets trailing, visiting Kent State in both teams' Mid-American Conference season opener, 2-0. As seen at Scott Park, Brent Palpinot, Lena Richards-Strider saying thanks for joining us on a very gray and chilly Friday. Meat of the order, 3, 4, and 5 will take their cuts against Andrea Scally for Kent State. Katie Cozy takes a good rip there and fouls the first pitch she sees away. Looking at an 0-1 count. Cozy 1 for 1. Worked the count full in her first at bat all the way back in the first inning and went opposite field for a single as she pops a lazy liner just over Scally's glove. Charging in though, Miller makes a nifty play and they get the Rocket leadoff hitter here in the third.
Looked like that caught her right on the hands.
The right fielder, number 26, Becca.
So here's Becca Yenrick. She also reached via a 2-out walk back in the first. Fouled away a couple of pitches. A lefty here. There is some action in the Kent State bullpen. Number 25, Maddie Huck, right now is just warming up. Certainly with a 2-0 lead this early in the game, you wouldn't think you'd be doing anything to maybe getting her just a little bit loose in case she's needed. Trying to get used to the elements, but right now, Scally's been in command. Huck looks like she's about to put her warm-ups back on, so Probably just trying to stay loose if needed, but on a day like today, you don't want to be out in the elements any more than you have to be. First pitch misses away to Becca Yenrick. Yenrick choking up on that bat, just trying to slap it into play. This one floats outside. All right, she's worked away to you twice. What are you looking for? What's your approach right now if you're Becca Yenrick?
She throws a good pitch here. You definitely want to jump on it. Get something going for the Rockets.
Upstairs, ball 3. We mentioned an inning ago about zoning up. You cannot be in a better count as a hitter right now. You can be picky here, correct?
Absolutely, but with Coach Joe saying that the girls need to be a little patient, see some pitches, maybe take a walk here.
This one, the obligatory 3-0 fastball right down central, and Yenrick keeps the bat on her shoulder. 3-1. You get that pitch now, you're taking a hack at it.
Absolutely. I just had a different mentality when I hit. I was any good ball that came in the zone, I was swinging.
Kind of heard that about you. This one. Ooh, she takes. I'm not sure what she was looking for. She peeled back on that pitch, but it was almost identical to the one right down central to make it strike one, and now all of a sudden the count's full. 3-2. Scally sets, deals, got her swinging. Wow, from 3 balls, no strikes to a strikeout victim, 2 away.
Designated player number 32.
Wow.
Boy, the bottom fell out of that pitch.
Absolutely. There was some good movement on that. Good spot.
Looks like she pulled a bit of a string, too. Yenrick was way out on her front foot there.
Yeah, a little bit of an off-speed or change up there.
How much confidence does Scally have in her off-speed stuff to throw a 3-2 breaker like that?
Absolutely.
So here's Aubrey Reed digging in.
It's hard to believe that she's a freshman.
Granted, a redshirt freshman. Had a knee injury last year that cost her most of the season. And as we were talking with Coach Oakley, he said she's still not back to 100%. She looks awfully good here right now, doesn't she?
This isn't 100%. I'd hate to see what she's like at 100%.
She's operating at 85 or 90. Toledo needs to take advantage of it.
That's right.
1 ball, 1 strike to Aubrey Reed, the designated player. 0 for 1, struck out looking to end the first. This one floats way outside. Wind has yet to let up. As a matter of fact, the stars and stripes in center field look like they're blowing even stiffer. That pole is swaying in this wind. We were told a minimum of 20, but this has got to be 40 to 50 miles an hour right now. 2-1. Curveball.
Wow.
Strike 3 on the outside corner, and that will end it for the Rockets here in the bottom of the third. They go quickly and quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. We mentioned how strong this wind has been, not just to start the game, but it has progressively been getting worse as each inning has passed along. You saw the stars and stripes out there in center field. It's not just the flag that is bending, it's the actual pole that is bending in this wind. It is an absolute zephyr right now. All the offense has been taking place in the first inning. 2-0 our score as Kent State leading it off. Haley Hopkins sends a high pop-up left side. That wind quickly knocks it down as sophomore Kylie Norwood is there to put the leather to it. And a quick first out here in the Kent State fourth. Brings up Jen Cater. 1 for 1, singled up the middle back in the second. Erin Hunt, after struggling in that first inning, Lena, has really settled in. She looks like a different pitcher.
Absolutely. She's starting to get continue her rhythm, but I think most importantly, the Rockets in these later innings need to stay strong. They need to get those first outs of the inning, and then this is where they need to tighten up so they're not making as many mistakes.
Righty-lefty matchup. This one off speed, pulled weakly down the first base line. Nyron's there, fielding her position neatly, unassisted as she kicks the cushion. Just like that, there's 2
First
away.
baseman number 23, Vanessa Voden.
It's amazing when you just relax and don't try and do it all. She's put her defense to work in the last 3 innings, and it's paid dividends for her.
Absolutely.
See if she can get another 1-2-3 frame here as Vanessa Voden will dig in from the left side. 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. That's where Golden is playing. This one deadened right back to the pitcher. Hunt firing that cannon across the diamond, fielding her position neatly, and for the second straight frame, it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We'll see if the Rockets can muster some offense when we come back in the... It wasn't just the flag in center field that's swaying in that wind. You can see the camera fighting it as well. It is windy, it is cold, it is blustery, and right now it's a pitcher's duel at Scott Park as we welcome you back. First pitch swinging, Caitlyn Bergman. Catcher sends a high towering fly ball, pushed foul even into that wind over the third base dugout. Bergman has been one of the few Rockets to actually pull Andrea Scally today. What is she doing differently that maybe the rest of her teammates could take a look at?
I think she's just being aggressive. She's looking for that pitch that she wants to put her bat on, whether it's like right down the pipe or not. I think it's an opportunity for the Rockets here to put their bat on the ball just like that.
Boy, that one exploded off of her bat and again pulled into left field. It got on Hopkins quickly, and yet again the Rockets start off in strong fashion with their leadoff hitter aboard here in the 4th. Now can they do something with it? Raylan Nyren will dig in. Rockets stranded 2 in the first, left them loaded in the second, and here we go again. Their 6th base runner of the day. And we are going to have a pinch runner. As this is going to be Brianna Robeson coming on to run for Caitlyn Bergman. Considerably more speed on the base paths right now. Raylan Nyren 0 for 1, struck out swinging. She had a good at bat in the second. Fouled away a couple of 2-strike pitches, but Scally busted her inside. She just couldn't catch up with it.
I think she's prepared here at this at bat, and she'll probably attack a couple pitches here.
Boy, look at how far off the plate she is compared to her first at bat as well. Anticipating something inside, she showed bunt, and Scally obliges her, runs her under the fists, but this one's a ball.
Putting a bunt down, moving your runner is not a bad idea here.
At this point, you just want any momentum you
got to get going. Got to get that rally going, get the team behind it.
Boy, look how far Nyren is off the plate here. About an extra foot compared to her first at bat, and this one runs her inside, and she doesn't even need to square. She wears one, and for the 3rd time in this ball game, the Rockets put the tying run aboard.
That'll work.
Left fielder number 58.
She checked her swing and took it off. It looked like the back elbow, maybe more the forearm, didn't even wince. Yeah, we see you. We see you, 2-3. You're tough. Now nobody out. Golden stepping up. And if you were going to sacrifice with 1 aboard and nobody out, are you anticipating this to be the same situation?
Absolutely. Got to get that ball down.
As she fouls this one straight back.
This is an opportunity for the Rockets to move their runners, put them. They're already in scoring position, but even closer to home plate. She can just get that bunt down, put it in that perfect spot where it's no man's land between first and the pitcher.
Voden charging up first, pulling back here. Did she foul tip that ball?
Yeah.
Oh, she did. Wow. Late to pull back, and now she's in a world of hurt at 0-2.
Yeah, when you're given the sign to bunt, your job is to put the ball down. You stay in there, you don't hesitate. You move your runners.
Well, we'll see if she's going to be made to attempt the bunt here with 2 strikes. Kent State doesn't think so as they pull back. This one fouled straight back, and she'll stay alive.
At this point, you just need to move your runners. Your job here is to move your runners, put them in scoring position, and let someone, whoever's on deck, hit them in.
The 0-2. Scally will retoe the rubber here. Into the windup. This one outside. All right, so 1-2. You still have 2 strikes. You're still predominantly a defensive hitter here. What's your approach? As you said, you just want to put the ball in play and advance the runners. How do you do that?
You got to get your bat on the ball. You got to swing. Be aggressive here. These are those moments where you have to find those key hits.
This one popped up into center field, going back, now coming in. Segletti will haul it in, and the Rockets have to stay put. So one away for Amy Ill.
Number 8, Amy Ill.
Ill, no official at bat so far this afternoon as she drew a walk in just 4 pitches back in the second inning. Tremendous speed in the batter's box right now. Tying runs are aboard, that being at first, trailing 2-0. And this one tails and clips the outer black, strike 1.
This is where lefties can be a little tricky because you can't tell whether they're going to slap or whether they're going to bunt because their movement is distracting. So you got to focus on those hands. Those third basemen's got to. There you go.
She squared to bunt here, but she showed very late, right into your point. See, that is why we give you a headset. That is the type of analysis we are looking for. You still think she's going to square here at 1-1? Does the count dictate that?
I would say yes. But if she slaps it, it'll really get the runners moving. Defensive movement is very tricky.
Late call by Paul Williams, but he raises the right arm, and it's now 1-2. Scally has worked herself into some jams this afternoon. She's also worked herself out of them. Is this one a late swing? That just to protect the plate. She didn't look like she was trying to do anything but just buy herself another pitch there.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to foul off those pitches so that you can come back and make a difference here in the fourth. Almost forgot what inning it was.
1-2. This
There
one
you
a
go.
slow roll into short, checking the runner. They'll go to third to get the force.
Not sure why.
Why the runner held there?
Yeah, why she was hesitating, knowing it was a force.
As it stands, nothing really changes except an extra out. Runners now at first and second, but 2 away. What you do have, though, is the lineup rolling over for the 3rd time this afternoon. Kylie Norwood.
Kyle's getting another chance here. Great opportunity for her to step up.
She takes a strike here.
She's got to be aggressive here at the bat. With 2 outs, 2 runners on.
Unlike most of her teammates, she's up in the box. Looking to try and get something before it bends as this one fades away, and I wasn't sure if Paul Williams was going to call that or not. He says ball 1. One and one. Another crucial moment in this ball game for both clubs here. As the Rockets trail by 2, they have the tying run aboard. Wow, and another nibble on the outside corner, and you can tell by Norwood's reaction, she does not care for the call.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure that painted the corner is.
Nothing you can do but lock in here. 1-2. This one nubbed right back to the pitcher, and Scally is going to get out of another jam. 1-3 on the putout, and the Rockets continue to leave ducks on the pond. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left aboard. We are through 4. Kent. It's a little chilly, but if there is a canine at the park, our crew's going to find them. John Ida Miller has an affinity for dogs, although he looked like he was huddled up just trying to stay warm as well.
Yeah.
We welcome you back to Scott Park. It is windy, it is gray, it is cold, and a fairly quick-moving ball game. The only offense has been in the first inning. Kent State leading Toledo 2-0 as this one launched lazily into left field off the bat of Caitlyn Miller. Hauled in, nicely done.
Designated player number 4.
Samantha
Kennedy
Golden has been
Goff.
actually pretty busy for the wind blowing across the diamond today. She's actually had to make several plays this afternoon. She shows her defensive prowess there, 1 away. Kennedy Goff will dig in. Hunt going right after her and gets the strike call. And I think she's become the beneficiary of home plate Paul Williams now. She has settled in since that second inning. And Lena, she's now getting calls because she's been consistent.
Yeah, she definitely is a little more comfortable out there. She's throwing those pitches that...
This one grounded and nicely done. Kylie Norwood showing off that strong arm as the sophomore makes it 2 and away. Finish that thought.
No, she's throwing those pitches that do exactly that, getting her out. Where she doesn't have to strike them out.
It also makes for a quicker moving ball game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. 2 pitches to the first batter, 2 pitches to the second batter. Saves her energy.
And now you are in rhythm. Bailey Brownfield, tough out, digging in from the left side. Well, when she just walks into the dugout, she passes the eye test. I mean, she is an athlete. First team all-conference a season ago. Has some pop. And she lifts this one into left center field, even against that wind. And from her knees, we've got one diving. Ill comes over. She can't make the catch. And it falls in for a 2-out. Going to call it a hit. That ball clearly looked like it had fooled Golden. It was blowing, again, with that wind blowing across the diamond.
Yep.
All of a sudden, it went towards Ill, and I think maybe we had a lack of communication there.
That left fielder was right on the ball. I'm not sure. I'm sure it was the wind that had something to do with it.
Well, on a normal day, that would have probably carried a lot more, maybe even gotten out of here. But at the same time, with that wind blowing it across the diamond, we talked about it a couple of innings ago. There's no such thing as a routine fly ball today.
Not today. But with 2 outs, nothing's hurt here. We need to work on the batter.
We're going to have a pinch runner. Brooklyn Witt is now going to come in and run for Brownfield.
Brooklyn Witt.
Witt, a freshman from Mount Gilead, Ohio. A little bit more speed in scoring position as Kent State looking for some insurance. Rockets have threatened. To be honest, Kent State's lucky they're still only up by a couple.
Yeah, if the Rockets could push over or push out a nice little hit, score some runs in the next inning.
They have stranded 8 today, 6 in scoring position.
Wow.
Sally swings over the top of a pitch that runs her inside. The count evens up at 1-1. And again, here's the mental part of it. If you're Aaron Hunt, you should have been out of this for the 3rd straight inning, 1-2-3. But now you got to lock in, and she's overthrowing just a bit.
She did tighten up just a little bit, throw those pitches that were inside, maybe just a little bit below the letters, right on the hands.
The 2-1. This one lifted into right field, drifting back. Yenrick still going, and it's off the post. Fair ball. The run will score. Witt has come home, almost doing a faceplant around second base. Selly, though, keeps her footing and is into third, and they're going to call it a home run now. They're saying, come on and take the extra bag.
I think that hit
It hit the
home
netting.
run post.
Yep. Off the post, coming back into it, and that's exactly what they're going to say.
Wow, with that wind blowing out.
Again, I'm not sure if our camera angle can get that, but there is basically metal meshing just to the left of the post, and we'll take a look at it here. And this is lifted. You can see Yenrick going here, and boy, that got up there quickly, aided by the wind, and it did hit the foul pole. So they're calling it a 2-run homer, and that's a tough break for Aaron Hunt and the Rockets. It's now 4-0 Golden Flashes.
If you're Aaron Hunt here, you got to come back, you got to capitalize on this batter and sit her down so that you can go in on offense and have the Rockets come out attacking. Aaron's got to come tough here.
Bransford digging in. Hunt runs her high, and all of a sudden here, after it again, that ball drop, we've just seen Hunt, I don't want to say lose her focus, but I think she's kind of reverted into trying to do too much.
Yeah, she's got to bring the ball down just a little bit.
This one runs inside. Pitch. That is what we saw her be so effective innings 2 through 5 on.
Yeah, if she can be consistent with that, be able to mix that in with her drop ball, she can be pretty effective.
1-1. Hunt trying to lock in here. Boy, again, upstairs, popped foul and out of play. Well, the Rockets offensively have been keeping pressure on the Golden Flashes, but again, unable to break the scoreboard. Tight ball game, but a little more insurance for the Golden Flashes here as Carly Selly with a 2-run homer with 2 outs. And this one runs inside. Did that hit her? It did. Bransford will take her base.
Center fielder.
Here's where I'd like to see Caitlyn Bergman maybe go out, and that one just short hopped her, but bounces off of her foot. You got a senior catcher here, and I'm not sure she wanted to come out and talk, but I think right now you just want to make sure you settle her down more than anything else.
Yeah, take a breather, take a timeout. Give her a moment to regroup.
And are we having a pinch hitter here possibly? Nope, it's going to be Segletti. Are we going to have a pitching change? I did not see anybody warming up in the UT bullpen. Here comes Coach Abraham. And we will. This is going to be Kaylee Minarchik. We're going to take a quick timeout for this pitching change. We'll get you the stats on Kaylee Minarchik. 2 down. A runner aboard here as we're still at top of the 5th. 2 more runs tacked on here for Kent State as they lead by 4. Top of the 5th, 2 down, but a runner aboard, and we have a new Rocket pitcher. You see her right there, Kaylee Minarchik, a senior out of Columbia Station, Ohio, coming on to spell Aaron Hunt. Minarchik on the season, 9 appearances with 4 starts. She's 1-5 with a 14.10 ERA and 22 2/3 innings pitched. She's allowed 44 hits, 40 runs, all but 5 earned, 12 walks against 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .404 against her. She just needs 1 out here. 1 out here, though. She will face the 6-hole Maria Segletti, who is 0 for 2 today. She swings here, a strikeout victim in the first, then grounded out to third in the third. Looking at a 1-2 count. Minarchik deals, blew her away. Was that a foul ball? Even if it wasn't, the ball might have been dropped, but Bergman tags her, and Minarchik gets the job done. Unfortunately for Rocket fans, it comes a couple hitters too late. 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 left aboard. The big blow, the 2-run shot by Carly Selly as Kent State doubles. Megan Cho, senior second baseman, digging in from the right side as we welcome you back to Scott Park. Bottom of the 5th, Brent Balbinot, Lena Richard-Strider. Rockets starting to run out of opportunities here. It was a 2-0 ball game until the top half of this frame. A 2-run homer by Aaron Segletti has now doubled up Kent State's lead Toledo has had plenty of opportunity. They haven't been able to break the scoreboard, though, as this one bunted up the first base line. Bodan fielding her position. Miller getting over nicely. Good idea by Choate, but Kent State's defense is more than up to the challenge, and the leadoff man retired here in the Rocket fifth.
Katie Cozy.
Brings up Katie Cozy. 1 for 2 today. Singled in the first, was stranded at second. She's also grounded out to second. She's gone opposite way in both her at-bats. As this one paints the outside corner, and Scalley's continuing to work the outer half to outer third, even though Cozy likes to go oppo. The 0-1. Worked her away again, got her to chase, strike 2. Coach Joe Abraham talked about it during the pregame. He said, we can't swing at pitches out of the strike zone. That one was a tough one to lay off of, but just wicked movement. The 0-2 tries to get her to nibble here. This one's way off the plate. Third trip through the lineup for the Rockets. Yet they still have not been able to solve Andrea Scalley. Swing and a miss. She pulled a string there. You just saw the full repertoire of Andrea Scalley in that at bat.
Absolutely.
Right fielder, number 20.
Wow,
Way out
that's a
on her
great
front
pitch.
foot. Yep.
Yenrick.
You could tell she was trying to keep her bat back, even though her body weight was so far out in front, but that was just almost impossible to ask, wasn't it? So 2 away brings up Becca Yenrick. Yenrick struck out. Really did not look very good in her last at bat. She drew a walk after being extremely patient in her first at bat. Right now, if you're Toledo, you need to load them up just to bring the tying run to the plate.
I would say just be aggressive, start swinging, looking for those pitches that you can hit right back up the middle. Don't wait.
2-0. Yenrick, you can see right there, working a little bit on her mechanics of her swing. Really choking up on that bat, but standing deep in the box. Weight way back on that plant foot. Swing and a miss. That looked more like a wave. That swing looked like it came from the waist up. Break down her approach, her stance, her style, compared to, say, somebody like a Kylie Norwood, who's way up in the box, arguably has a quicker at bat. What's her technique? What's Yenrick looking for?
I think she's sitting back in the box so that she can see those balls break. Give her that extra time to make that decision. Scalley's, ball can come in pretty fast, but it gives her that opportunity to kind of take a minute and really see, take a couple seconds and actually see the ball. Whereas when you're really up on the plate, you've got to make your decision quickly.
2-2 misses outside, and Yenrick a pitch away from another free pass here. Wind really whipping up against the back of our press box here. Payoff pitch, late, just foul down the third base line. Tell you what, we get to be behind home plate this year instead of out in center field. That wind would have been coming right into our tent this time a year ago. Grateful for what we have. The payoff pitch. Oh, a late called strike. Yenrick thought she had just drawn ball 4. She still has yet to leave the box. She doesn't look back at Paul Williams, but instead will saunter to the dugout. Right there. Wow. Late break, and the Rockets go in order here in the 5th. Katie Menarchik in the circle for her first full innings worth of work as we welcome you back to Scott Park. Top of the 6th brings up the bottom of the order for Kent State. Hopkins will lead it off. Cater on deck. Bodan in the hole. Menarchik pulls a string. Haven't had a chance to see much of her this year. Again, her sample size has been a little bit smaller, 1 in 5 and 9 appearances. Doesn't look like she's quite the same power that Erin Hunt has. But she looks like she's got some pretty good movement on that breaking pitch.
Yeah, she definitely has a interesting release to her pitch as well. If you notice on the side of her hip, she almost comes across her body every pitch, which can really be tricky for the batters. And then that last pitch she threw.
1-2. It almost gives it a little bit of natural run glove side there, doesn't it?
A little bit of a curveball away from the batter.
Now, as a hitter, how tough is that to pick up? Because she has a different release point.
Well, if you look at how consistent she might be, as a great pitch.
She pulls a string there on a changeup. Strike 3, 1 away. Finish that thought.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit difficult because if most of her pitches are on the outside of that plate, you know it's coming. You just make those adjustments as a batter, but haven't seen much come inside.
Yeah, you saw her way out. That was just a pure guess right there by Hopkins.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens here on this left-handed batter.
Gator 1 for 2 with a single up the middle and a ground out to first.
That ball's going to be coming inside on this lefty.
That's the opposite problem now as a lefty, right? Instead of that ball trailing from a righty, it's going to be running in underneath your fists.
You got to get your bat out in front of it.
She's up in the box here with a 1-0 count. Off speed, popped foul left side, out of play. One and one. Minarchik deals, brought a little bit of a heat there. That just off the outside corner. That miss outside, or was that low?
That looked good.
You can see kind of a center field angle there. Minarchik checking the wristband and deals. Whoa! Off the helmet. That one got away from her. Cater appears to be all right. All smiles as she trots down to first. Nyron going over. They're having a good laugh about it, but Coach Oakley understandably wants to go chat with his player to make sure that she still knows what country she's in.
Got her right on the helmet. That's what those helmets are for.
Yeah, she's smiling right now. As my old coach used to say, hit you in the head, you're lucky. It would have hurt you anywhere else. And it doesn't look like she's coming out of the game. Coach Oakley's visit was very quick. Just having a discussion right now.
Number 23, Vanessa.
She'll stay in. So second hit batsman of the ball game. A 1-out runner here brings up the 9-hole, Vanessa Vaudan. Another righty-lefty matchup. Kind of a weak offering at a bunt there. Was she trying to push, drag, or was that just for show?
I think she was just kind of looking at the pitch. Had the idea of maybe slapping or bunting, but really wanted to take a look.
The 0-1. This one floats outside. Nice stop by Bergman to keep that ball in front of her. She just saved an extra base.
So if you take a look at her hands, you can tell they're a little bit apart, so you might be expecting a slap here.
They really are. This one, an attempt at it, but she chops it foul. 1-2. We haven't really had much of a look from Vaudan in the box. She had a fly out to left, and then a weak number back to the pitcher. Do you anticipate her still trying to pull the ball here? She's choking way up now.
Looks like she's trying to just move her runner.
Popped foul straight back. One of our fans makes a nice barehanded catch. You can't keep it.
No souvenirs here.
Nope. Unless you count an autograph program from PA announcer Isaac Petcash. Those are going to be worth something in the future. Late swing. Did she offer it that or did she pull back? Apparently Paul Williams says she pulled back. My goodness. I thought that was about to be strike 3. Let's take a peek. Woo. Boy, that was close.
I don't know if she
We'll take a look. Did she break?
That's tough to tell.
Too close to call, as this time it's immaterial. Paul Williams rings her up, strike 3.
Second baseman, number 21.
2 down.
Caitlyn Miller.
Top of the order, Caitlyn Miller. Doubled and scored back in the first. That's the last hit. Last time she's reached base. She has also struck out looking and flown out the left. Miller up in the box. Takes an off-speed pitch high and tight.
This is where it's important for Kaylee to come strong at this last batter with 2 outs, especially with a runner on. You want to dominate on this batter. Got to start with a strike.
Pulls a little bit of a string here, and she's down on the count now. 2 balls and no strikes.
I wonder if those lefties are throwing her off.
Well, with that natural run, you would think don't change a thing.
Yeah, I mean, she's been hitting some pitches on the outside of the plate against the lefties, like that one right there.
That's a good pitch. Strike 1. She could actually bust it inside a little. I mean, if you miss off or off in, you're still okay here, are you not?
Depending on the batter. But yeah, she has that. Oh, great play.
Nice shot, scooped up by Cozy and across the diamond. That's why they call it the hot corner.
That's right.
From one third baseman to another, score at 5-3, and that will do it for Kent State here in the top of the 6th. No runs on no hits, no errors. They leave one aboard. Golden Flashes still up by 4. What do you think he sees right there? Well, credit to our camera crew. Quick on the cutaway. Not quite as quick as the dog, but quick. We welcome you back to Scott Park, bottom of the 6th. You didn't know the camera was on him. Kent State 4, Toledo nothing. Rockets running out of chances. It will be 5, 6, and 7. Third trip through the lineup to face Andrea Scally. For Aubrey Reed, Caitlyn Bergman, and Raylan Nyren. They're going to need more than that if they want to get back into this one here. 0-2 the count. Aubrey Reed is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts looking. You can't afford that now.
No. If I were the Rockets, you got to come out swinging.
Well, she did.
Yep.
But she's a strikeout victim for the 3rd time today. And the leadoff hitter retired here in the Rocket 6th.
It was way out of the strike zone.
She changed eye level on her, though.
Yep.
Couldn't quite lay off the letter high pitch there. That fools you. It's a piece of candy. You think you're on it, and then at the last second, it just has that late snap.
Yep.
So here's Bergman, the only Rocket to consistently. As a matter of fact, I'm looking down here. Has anybody else even pulled Scally today? Bergman has a pair of singles, both to left field, and a quick cursory check. I don't think anybody else has worked that part of Scott Park today. This one laced but foul down the left field line. Boy, she is on her. Yeah,
that's a great way to attack. You have to, as the Rockets, you got to come out attacking, especially when you're down 4 runs. Now, if I were Scally, I would just come at him. Really go at him, shut him down.
Bergman just looks like a different hitter compared to a year ago. Struggled at the plate. Hit .223. This one misses upstairs. Bergman entered today hitting just a .146, but again has not played in as many ball games as some of the rest of her teammates.
She looks confident though in the box.
She does. This one runs her inside. Was waiting for Paul Williams. The way he slowly came up there, I thought for a second we would see the right hand raised, but instead Bergman now in control of this count at 3 balls and a strike. Here we go. Boy, that one didn't quite have the late run, and by the look of Scally's reaction, you saw her kind of throw her hands back there. She's upset with herself. She got away with one.
Yeah. Again, you know, Scally, in the last 2 innings here, knowing her power, knowing her versatility, knowing the pitches that she has, she just needs to come at these batters.
Here we go. Power pitcher, power hitter. The 3-2 on the way. Outside, and Bergman draws the walk. Quality at bat for the Rocket catcher.
First baseman, number 23, Raylan Nyren.
So Raylan Nyren will dig in. 0 for 1, hit by a pitch her last trip up. Was stranded at second. The Rockets left a pair on in the first, left them loaded in the second, and then another pair in the fourth. All but 2 of those have been in scoring position. And yet they're sitting with a goose egg on the board, trailing 4-0 with a runner down and a runner aboard here in the 6th.
If this bottom half can come up with some good hits, string together a few runs, can rally back.
Nyron takes a pitch inside. It clips the corner, according to Paul Williams. 1-1.
If you're the Rockets, you can't sit on any pitches. Anything that's close, you got to be swinging and swinging hard.
That's what you did, right?
Oh, yeah.
The 1-1 check swing, fouled back. What was your batting average your senior year?
Oh, gosh, I have no
You
idea.
don't know. I'm not letting you poor boy it. I don't believe for a second that you do not know. You guys were the de facto MAC champs that year. I don't believe for a second you do not remember.
I really don't. I honestly don't remember.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, trust is such an important factor when you put a broadcast crew together. The 1-2 check swing. Did she go? She did not. Are they going to appeal down to first? She did not. First base umpire Thomas Brown throws the arms out flat. Let's take another look at it.
Ooh.
Boy, that is close. This is a better look from the first base side. No, I think she held up.
She has a chance here. She's got to put her bat on the ball.
2-2.
Make it happen.
Scally deals. Got her this time. Couldn't lay off the pitch up around the letters. And Nyron upset with herself as she knows she went after ball 3.
Left fielder, number 58.
Instead, she's out number 2. Samantha Golden will dig in, 0 for 2. Golden with a couple of fly balls, and I do stand corrected. She has pulled the ball, one to left, one to center. She fouls this one up the third base line. Golden trying to stay locked in here. Scally leans in, floats one. A delayed strike call. Paul Williams raises the right arm.
She's using every pitch she has in
She
these
is.
last.
We talked about it during the pregame. She can throw any one of 4 pitches for a strike, and she's done that with regularity today. The 0-2. This one off the end of the bat. Does it have eyes? It will not get to the outfield as Miller ranges over and makes the catch. And that will do it for the Rockets here in the bottom of the 6th. Another runner stranded. No runs on no hits. One left. No change in our scores. We head to the 7th. Kent State in. Well, they wear that proudly here at Scott Park. Although the offense has eluded them this afternoon in the Mid-American Conference opener for both these two teams. Toledo trailing Kent State 4-0. Both teams will get after it tomorrow with a doubleheader. We anticipate much warmer, less windy, and sunny conditions. The only question is, will Kent State have a 1-0 lead in this series, or do the Rockets have a comeback waiting in them? If they're going to do it, it would be appropriate for Caitlyn Bergman to keep the score where it's at here. She's dealing a 2, 3, and 4. Goth, Brownfield, Selleck. 2 balls and a strike. Kennedy Goff, 2 for 3 today. The definition, when you look at her, not just at the plate, but what she's done today, pesky. Pesky hitter. And she takes just a little bit low here.
She also seems to be, she knows her pitch. She knows what she can put into play for a solid hit and what needs to be dropped for a bunt or a slap. So, good hitter all around.
Rangy athlete stepped out. She kind of deadens this one. Somebody's got to hustle, and nobody will get over in time.
Got some speed there, too.
Should that have been Menarchik or Nyron's ball, in your opinion? They both look like they hesitated, thinking the other would take it.
7, Bailey Brownfield.
I think that's the first baseman's ball, for sure. That second baseman just needs to get over there in position. Need to be ready for anything on defense when it comes to a lefty.
Yeah, the ball was just deadened off her bat, so that'll bring up Bailey Brownfield. You've got some pop here, and as I say that, she bunts, and this is a beauty right in front of the plate. A little bit of a low throw, but a nice pick over at first. The sacrifice does the job, though, as it advances the runner.
Catcher, number 18,
One away.
Kylie
Now you got another runner in scoring position here, though, with good speed.
Here you want to work on the outs. I mean, you're already down 4 runs, so you just want to work on the batter here and work on getting outs here for your defense.
And you get a good look at the pan of the infield from right to left. Cleanup hitter Carly Selly. 2-run home run. Her last trip to the plate back in the 5th. Originally, we weren't sure if it went off the pole fair or foul, but they said it caught that netting. That's a combination of mesh and netting.
Yeah.
Feel
It
like
works.
Will Ferrell in Saturday Night Live. It was such a great home run, I shall be forced to make up a new word. It went for a 2-run homer. And it doubled up the Golden Flash's lead, 4-0. That's where it stays. As Menarchik wanted the call there, and you can tell by body language. Now, she's not going to show up, home plate umpire Paul Williams, but a walk around the rubber, a look skyward was everything you needed to know that she thought she just got squeezed there.
Yeah, she needed to reset, move on to her next pitch.
She brings the obligatory 3-0 fastball for a called strike.
I almost feel like her speed has like slowed down just a little bit.
This one misses outside. She gives up the walk. And body language-wise, I think she's still stewing a bit after that pitch that she thought she got squeezed on. And I think we're going to have a pinch runner here for Selly. Selly looks like she can't wait to get back into the dugout. She's already hunched over. So, you know, some players adapt to the cold different, better than others. Look at her. She's already one step towards the dugout. She's saying, where's my teammate? Come on. I'll high-five you, but make sure it's a drive-by. And we'll have a pinch runner here. Olivia
For Kent State,
Sporlini.
number 16, Olivia Sporlini will pitch run at first base.
So Bransford will dig in. Hit by a pitch twice. Struck out, sandwiched in between that.
And batting for Kent State, the shortstop, number 20.
Kaylee could
Hunter
be
Bransford.
feeling the
Actually, we're
effects
going to
of the
have a
cold
pinch
too.
hitter here.
Oh,
Number 6 coming in to pinch hit.
Correction, pinch hitting for Kent State, number 6.
Cydney Anderson.
Cydney Anderson, number 6. Well, bat for Bransford.
So Cydney Anderson will dig in from the left side. Anderson has yet to establish a batting average this season. 10 at-bats, no hits. She has drawn 3 walks, and she looks like a slap hitter as she breaks out of the box, swings over the top of it.
let's see, she's practicing her footwork there.
It's a dead giveaway, is it not?
Oh, yeah. They should be ready for that.
This one nibbles on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Menarchik. Oh and 2. Bear down, get the hitter here if you're Kaylee Menarchik. This one nubbed back to the pitcher. She will underhand. Whoa, a little bit of a low toss. Nyron, though, makes the bucket catch.
Got the out. It's the
2
important
away.
part.
Exactly. Don't get style points. 2 away, but both runners advance station to station. Now 2nd and 3rd for Maria Segletti. Or will we? I see Segletti being called back. We're going to have another hitter here. This looks like Brenna Brownfield, number 13.
For Kent State, number 13, Brenna Brownfield will hit for Segletti. Brenna Brownfield.
The wind really picking up right now. Even our press box is swaying a bit, which doesn't necessarily make me feel the most comfortable. So this one, first pitch swinging into center field, over Ill's head, all the way to the wall. It's going to bring home some more insurance. Scoring from 3rd is Goff, all the way from 2nd, and that has just blown the floodgates wide open. A 2-out, 2 RBI double by pinch hitter Brenna Brownfield.
Looked like that ball was a little bit up.
Boy, first pitch swinging, and she jumped
Yeah.
all over it.
Haley
She saw it coming.
Hopkins.
Brenna Brownfield has just picked up RBIs 3 and 4 on the season.
number 11, Maria Segletti.
Segletti will now come back in and run as Haley Hopkins will dig in from the right side.
More than ever, this is so important for Kaylee to come in and shut these hitters down. Looks like she's just a little bit too loose. Can't find her rhythm. She had a couple good innings before, or a couple good pitches the previous batters, but I wonder if the cold's getting to her too.
I don't think there's anybody else in the bullpen here. It's Menarchik's game to finish out here. And I think you can just tell by the body language there, she's upset. It's 6-0, but you still have to get that last out and get your mates to the plate.
Yeah, absolutely.
2-0. Right down central. Good pitch. Hopkins on the day, 0 for 3. A ground out to second, a pop out to short, and a strikeout swing. This one off the end of the bat, has a lot of English on it. It dies. Quick move off the back foot. The throw. The runner coming around third trying to score. Great throw by Nyron. Great tag by Bergman. And they got her. Kent State trying to get maybe a little bit greedy as that tag maybe came up high across the face of Segletti. She's down but appears to be okay. Ooh, taking the shot there. But 2 more for Kent State makes it 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the bottom of the 7th inning. Kent State, you see the line. 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. Toledo 0-4-0, and the Rockets are down to their final 3 outs. The 2019 Mid-American Conference opener at Scott Park. Unless the Rockets have a comeback of very large proportions in front of them, they're going to go into tomorrow's doubleheader 0-1 in conference play. And you see number 26 right there in the circle for the Golden Flashes, Andrea Scally, the 6-foot redshirt freshman from Parma, Ohio. It's not that she's been untouchable today, Lena, but she's been untouchable in key or clutch situations. She's worked herself into a few jams, and then she bore down and got herself out of a few jams.
Absolutely. With the versatility of her pitches, that's what, a good pitcher can do.
Amy Ill, the 9-hole, will lead it off. The lineup will roll over for the 4th time this afternoon. Kylie Norwood on deck, Megan Choate in the hole. It will take that and a whole lot more to get back into this one for UT. The 1-0 upstairs. Ill. Tremendous speed if they can get her aboard. She's 0 for 1 today with a fielder's choice and a walk. You cannot hit a 6-run homer. Your job right now, get aboard.
Get on board.
The 2-0 floats outside.
She can get on board and be a threat, whether she's going to steal a base or they move her over. Either way, put her in scoring position. You want to put something on the board.
You bet. Scally takes 4 straight pitches, each out of the strike zone. Leadoff runner aboard here for the Rockets.
Shortstop, number 13,
Kylie Norwood will dig in. Norwood 1 for 3. Singled. Infield variety. Caitlin Miller with a tremendous backhanded stop that saved a run from coming home. Who knows? To me, that's the play of the game right now.
Yeah, I would say it's the same thing.
The Rockets left them loaded in that inning. It would have been runners aboard at second and third most likely, and a run scored. It becomes a 1-run game at that point. Completely could have changed the complexion of the contest.
The momentum can definitely change when you get a run on the board.
Norwood looking at a 1-0 count here. Again, just trying to keep the line moving. This one low and outside. Scally is going to get a visit, and it looks like this is from the man himself, Coach Eric Oakley. Quick conversation. That looks more like loosen her up, make sure that she's not maybe putting a bit too much pressure on herself. Quick convo.
Just helping her refocus, say, hey, you know what you're doing. You've got the pitches.
There were plenty of times where we would have infield meetings and the coach wouldn't even talk about the game.
Nope.
It was, hey, where are we going for dinner tonight? Burgers, pizza, steak, just anything to kind of loosen up the pitcher. Two and 0. See if Norwood gets something to work with. She shows bunt. Whoa, almost a snap throw down to first, and it was a wise move to eat the ball by Selly, or that would have been extra bases. And the count now 3-0 to Kylie Norwood. Are you taking here? You need runs.
I would definitely take. See what happens.
She shows bunt, drops the bat. Ooh, a little bit of a deke to Paul Williams. That's not going to earn you a close call. Strike one.
So this pitch is definitely going to tell you, what a good hitter the batter is here.
Well, she doesn't need to offer. She drops the bat here. Back-to-back walks to open up the Rockets' 7th.
That was a good at-bat for her.
Second baseman.
Well, don't throw dirt on them just yet. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. And you've got Megan Choate digging in from the right side.
She is definitely due. Would love to see a hit from her, score 2 runs here.
Choate 0 for 3 today. She is grounded out to short, popped out to first, and grounded out to first. And right now, Andrea Scally cannot find the strike zone. Choate with that open stance up in the box. She closes quickly. Takes an off-speed pitch. Strike one. I think Scally was just trying to find a get-me-over pitch there.
Yeah. Choate definitely wants something that's something that she could put in the outfield. That's definitely not the pitch, though.
Well, this one misses just above the letters.
Good patience, good at bat here.
2-1. Choate almost outside the box with that lead foot.
She is absolutely off the plate.
This one inside, she took a rip and comes up empty. Strike two. That is the antithesis of how we were coached way back when. Never did you have your lead foot behind your plant foot.
Yep.
Nowadays, you see guys almost do handstands before they take swings, and it's all under the guise of whatever helps you see the ball better. This one popped up right side, ranging over is Cater. It's drifting just out of play.
2-2, no outs here. Runner's got to be on the ball. As soon as that ball's hit on the ground, they're taking off.
Certainly on the ground, you're moving here. Anything in the air, do you have to stop to read it, or are you checking in at third base?
I mean, I think you have to make the decision as a runner how high the ball is. If it's a pop fly, you're going to hold. But if it's on a line, you got to see where that goes.
Pulled foul. Choate hanging tough here. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat.
Oftentimes, I would get a huge jump in this situation. Sometimes it was in my favor. Sometimes it was not. And our coach was not happy.
No. I had heard about your cat-like reflexes, but they're stuff of legend right now. It's tough when all you have left to see is on VHS. So,
which I heard those exist somewhere.
Hey, in my day it was 9mm, so it's even tougher to find me. 2-2. Inside, she pulled a string. Whoa, that was close.
He looked like he was going to call that.
And I think Choate thought she was about to get rung up. Let's take a look at it. Missed low. It missed low.
All right, this is it right here.
3-2. We'll see how aggressive UT gets with nobody out. This one popped straight back.
She's definitely battling.
This has turned into a quality at bat. Deep breath. You look at her right there. A picture of concentration.
She's focused. Just got to be careful here because Scally could throw that changeup.
Senior second baseman digs back in. The payoff pitch. Upstairs. Ball 4. 3rd straight walk here in the Rockets' 7th, and they are loaded.
Third baseman, number 15, Katie.
3 patient at-bats have led to 3 straight walks. Now how big was that 2-run home run by Selly a couple of innings ago? Instead of the tying run at the plate right now, it's still in the hole. And if you are Coach Oakley, you still have to ride your stud here, despite the fact that she's struggling in the 7th as she rolls this one inside on Katie Cozy.
She can find her rhythm again. I think she'll be okay, but this is a great time for Cozy to capitalize on the situation.
Well, again, a coach only gets so many visits per inning, and I think I just heard over the crowd mic there, they yelled, "Go take a visit." Carly Selly's got to go out and have a chat. And it looks like it's something as simple as, hey, throw a strike. I'm going to give you a big target. All you got to do, even if you give up a hit here, you'll still trade even a run for an out.
Absolutely.
One and 0. Cozy choking up on that bat. This runs her inside. Did that notch her? How'd she get out of the way of that? It deadened. It must have caught. I've got partially screened by home plate umpire Paul Williams. That must have caught a piece of Selly's mitt. Yep, it did. In and out of it. But
I almost thought it hit Cozy.
yeah, Scally just looks like a completely different pitcher. She's lost her stuff here in the 7th. 3 straight walks. Inside, almost a hit batsman, and there she paints the black on the inside corner. 2-1.
With Scally struggling like this is where Cozy could really capitalize and really score some runs for the Rockets here.
2-1. This one lifted into right field with that wind. It's going back. Cater is over her head and off the wall. This might clear them. 1 run is home. We've got a base running error. We've got 2 players caught up. The throw will go home, and the Rockets are very lucky they didn't give up an out there.
That's definitely a base running error there. That lead runner needs to know where that ball is.
That ball didn't miss getting out of the park by much. And in all honesty, Kent State's lucky only 1 run came home.
Yep.
Ill scored. Norwood stopped at 3rd. Choate was halfway between 2nd and 3rd. And in all honesty, Cozy was to second base.
Yep.
And the Rockets are lucky that the throw went home instead of behind the runners, or they would have given up at least 1 run. So a silver lining really for both teams, but the Rockets are thinking they should have had at least 2. They're on the board, though, trailing 6-1 for Becca Yenrick.
That's a great at-bat for Cozy, scoring a run for the Rockets here.
That'll go as the longest single you'll probably see this season. Still not done, trying to move the line here. Yenrick takes outside. The call goes to Scally, strike 1. The 2-1. Yenrick lifts this one, drifting foul down the left field line. Two and 2. Scally deals. Popped up. Will it stay playable? Drifting over. Is that catch made? Yes! Selly comes in and out of the on-deck circle with it. What a catch by the Golden Flashes catcher.
That's a great job by the catcher to stay with that.
Designated player,
especially with that
32,
dugout there and the wind.
Reed.
We'll take another peek at it here.
She stays on it.
Into the shadows and right in front of the on-deck circle. Boy, she couldn't have been more than a step from actually going into the dugout.
Yeah, great job staying with that.
And now the Rockets down to their final out. Aubrey Reed will check in. Reed 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts today. 2 looking.
It just looks like Scally's just overthrowing just a little bit, just maybe trying to finish this game. She just needs to stay within herself.
Well, Scally has been excellent off and on, but she's been great when she absolutely needed to be. She's gotten just enough offense, but at the same time, Toledo can look down at this box score and say, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Absolutely. There were just moments that they needed some key hits. It didn't come through.
Swing and a miss here, and Toledo down to their final strike. Reed trying to stay loose. Bases loaded. Toledo trailing 6-1. Scally deals. Called third strike on the outside corner. Anticlimactic for Toledo.
The catcher, number 30.
I think this ball just paints that outside corner.
Wow.
Absolutely. Great job by the catcher to frame that up.
Well, Aubrey Reed undoubtedly will have better days, but today 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Caitlyn Bergman, the only Rocket so far today not to be retired. 2 singles and a walk. Looking at an 0-1 count. Took a big rip there and came up empty.
This is the time to do it. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded. If you're going to swing, swing.
Problem is, the tying run is still in the on-deck circle.
So you're saying there's a chance.
This one pops straight back. Like her approach even with 2 strikes, though, don't you? She doesn't get hesitant. She's not defensive. And she's not going to go down looking. She's going to take her cut.
She's definitely an aggressive hitter, which is good as a hitter. I know I was an aggressive hitter. And I don't remember my batting average.
You know, we're going to look this up. There is such a thing as
Google.
archives. Absolutely. The 0-2. Outside.
Good eye.
Bergman she's the one Rocket today that really seems to be picking up Scally right out of her release point. Not guessing. The 1-2. Pops straight back. Boy, she had her measured, just didn't get the sweet spot of the bat on it.
Looks like Scally's working that outside of that plate where Bergman can connect with it. But she's staying on it.
1-2, we'll do it again. Scally leans in, deals, misses upstairs. Count evens up.
She's definitely keeping it off the plate so that she can
Do you waste
get her
another
bat.
pitch here? You don't want to go 3-2 with the bases loaded here. Do you challenge her or do you try and waste a pitch again?
I would challenge her. I'd go right at her.
2-2 on the way. Whoa, that ball looked like it clipped her hip. And then rolls about 4 feet behind Bergman.
So I guess you waste a pitch.
A non-traditionally wasted pitch.
Yeah.
And we say wasting a pitch, and then there's absolutely incinerating it.
Oh yeah, it looked like she was trying to flip it, come up with maybe a flip change. Just caught her fingers too tight.
Well, she
on
got
the
half
hips.
of it. It flipped.
Yep.
Payoff pitch, 3-2. Pops straight back. We'll try it again. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat.
Oh wow.
Bergman has really made her work.
Let's see who wins the battle here.
Payoff on the way again. Ran her inside. This one fisted. A little number to first base. Vaudan has it.
The final score
And
of this
that
afternoon's
will
contest,
do it.
The Kent State Golden Flashes
Rockets
6,
threaten.